Myth or Memory, Episode 5, Shaping the World, Cartography and the Control of Reality. Every civilization inherits not just a past, but a planet. We are born into a world already measured, charted and named. Oceans, continents, poles, and equators. These aren't discoveries, they're inheritances, and like all inheritances, they can be altered before we ever see them. A map is never neutral. It's a spell, a claim, a confession. It tells you where to go, what to believe exists, and what to forget. In the age before satellites, a map was a weapon more powerful than a sword. Even now, when we think we're looking at objective data, we're seeing projections. Choices made by cartographers whose patrons decided what mattered. We've been taught to think of debates about Earth's shape as a modern curiosity, a fringe obsession. But what if the real debate was never about curvature at all? What if it was about incompleteness, about lands, routes, and dimensions edited out of our picture of the planet? Make the question ridiculous and you never have to answer it. That's the perfect psyop. Ancient maps don't fit our model because our model isn't complete. The Piri Reis map, centuries old, outlines the coast of South America and ice-free Antarctica with shocking precision. The Aronsfine map hints at southern lands long before discovery. Even the legends of Hyperborea, Lemuria, and Mu echo a world once larger, more interconnected, and less frozen. Scholars label them myths because the alternative is unthinkable, that history's foundation stones are misplaced. Yet the anomalies persist. Megaliths aligned to constellations no longer visible from their latitudes. Star charts older than their stars' current positions. Stories of migrations across oceans we're told were impossible. Each clue is dismissed alone, but together they form a shadow map, a ghost planet, hiding beneath the official one. We can't see that ghost planet because it's been buried beneath ridicule and noise. Flood the field with flat earth memes, hollow earth jokes, and ice wall fantasies, and you've inoculated the public against even looking at real cartographic inconsistencies. You've taught them to laugh before they've looked. That's the true curvature of the earth, not physical, but psychological. Consider how projection shapes perception. The Mercator map, taught in schools for centuries, inflates Europe and North America, shrinking Africa and South America. It doesn't just distort geography, it distorts importance. It tells a visual story of who matters and who doesn't. Every projection is propaganda. If something as simple as the size of continents can be manipulated for power, why not the very existence of lands or passages? What's at stake isn't a shape, it's a boundary. If we've been convinced the world ends at certain coordinates, then entire regions of our past can be locked away under ice, water, or classification. Hidden lands aren't just lost continents, they're lost contexts. Without them, humanity's story shrinks into a few thousand years and a few square miles of memory. This is why when explorers reported strange lands, tall people, and unknown coasts, their accounts were often corrected by later maps. This is why the age of discovery coincided with the age of censorship. Finders may be keepers, but only if the crown allows it. If the eagle controls the sky, it also controls the view of the earth below. But like every other veil, this one is fraying. Satellite imagery reveals anomalies in polar regions. Seismic scans show structures beneath deserts and oceans. Old maps resurface in archives, hinting at coasts and islands long erased. The serpent of memory coils under the crust, waiting for the day when it will be undeniable. The house of cards called Earth as we know it isn't about to fall because the planet is wrong. It's about to fall because the story we've been told about it is too small to hold the evidence. Once that story collapses, every other narrative about who we are, where we came from, and what survived the last catastrophe will have to be revealed and rewritten. Maybe the Earth is exactly the shape we're told. Maybe it isn't. The point isn't to declare, but to question. Because if they can erase continents, distort proportions, and ridicule the curious into silence, then they've already flattened something far more precious than the world itself, our sense of possibility. And possibility, once crushed, takes generations to rise again. But it will rise. It always does. Because truth, like land beneath a melting ice sheet, can only stay hidden for so long before it breaks the surface and redraws the map on its own terms.